almost 10 meters.
As well as scientists at
should be approaching
the
end of
ISC,
the other
Dr. Chris
Into the earth.
Sherman.
Roger.
Yeah, about 8
This
more
is telling me
meters.
distance to bottom, Jess.
However long, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like we were almost there on the OK2 map as well.
Well, good, they line up.
That's awesome, actually. I mean, that's by definition, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think it is. Okay, Chris, does that look like the end of the Earth?
I think so. We have reached the origin again.
Yes.
Praise the origin.
Okay, so that sounds like mapping is complete.
Yeah, let me shut things down real quick before you guys take off.
Before we take off,
Okay,
Roger.
we don't actually know where we're going as yet, so
There's nowhere to take off to.
we've got nowhere to take off to
No
at this moment in
taking
time,
off.
so stand by for a second.
Is it okay if maybe we start transiting south just to get back in the thick of things?
I don't know if we're going that way necessarily.
Oh,
maybe.
really?
Unknown status, Gladys.
Can I turn around?
Yes, please.
Hey, K2 and Lee, before
Can
you
I
break
move,
off,
Chris?
can I just intercept?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
Can I move?
Stand by,
So,
Trevor.
Something
Just
we
drive
noticed
around.
when we came in this
Stand
Not
by.
moving
morning.
the ship.
Hang on, Chris German's
Let's
asking
hold the
something.
vehicle for a moment, please.
Yeah, hold the vehicle, Trevor.
Yeah.
So as we came in this morning on that first ridge where the first line we just mapped,
Yeah.
we think there may actually be some more venting that extends off to the downslope from that. So if we could actually just do an extra swath that just continues down, just a single line set on that same line or that same orientation, but continues downslope, that would be valuable as well, please, before we finish the mapping completely.
Okay.
A downslope vent extent, venting 1 on high pack.
Oh, you want to extend it along the same axis? That second line?
Hang on.
I believe Chris German, sorry Chris, there's two Chris's in the room, so I'm going to say Chris German. I believe Chris German was asking us to extend the current line to the south. Downslope to the south. And K2 is currently just getting his data back up, I believe.
Sorry, current line down to the
I
south. I don't follow that.
Down to the south would be along the...
Sorry,
break.
downslope.
Would be along
Downslope is northwest.
Yeah.
Yes. Stand by though, Chris German's on the line.
And Shannon, correct me, I misspoke. It was if we could extend the first line of the survey that we did, not the last line.
Okay, along the same axis.
Okay, hang on. Let me see how things look.
So there's two ridges that you followed. The southern ridge is the one that's got all of the fun stuff on it. And it's the southern one that we're talking about bringing it down just a little bit further, because when you turned around and went back up slope there, we could still see hydrothermal deposits in the frame.
Understood. So that is the
Copy
third
that.
line.
That's the, the third.
Second and third line?
It's the second line.
Second line. Okay.
Copy that.
That's
So
how
we
we
have
say
a marker in our high pack, Shannon, that actually says downslope vent extent, which I think is where you want us to go further downslope to the northwest. So yeah, stand by. We'll just reset for that, I think.
Can they see high pack?
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense, Lee. We dropped a virtual marker there at the very start of the dive this morning.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's the one we're seeing, Chris.
All right. So should we...
Yeah, so we want to connect from where marker G is to there.
From marker G to there.
I heard somebody asking in the background if we could see high pack. The answer is we cannot.
Okay.
So we have received TGT files from previous days, but we don't have that stuff from today. We do have some approximate positions from today that were sent over side chat, but they're too coarse for us to really be able to place them on the map.
Great. Yeah,
Okay,
if it's
understood.
that second line, it's easy for us to extend it. It's just,
Let's
do
put
we
a
want to
ship move
start
in
south?
this way anyway, and then we
Yeah.
can figure out the
Okay.
specifics later,
'Cause
but we want to go generally that way, and then we can...
K2, is it useful to start at the end of that line as opposed to come to the end of that line?
I don't understand the difference.
I'll start there and then head northwest versus start northwest and head southeast.
Exactly.
Start northwest.
Do you want to start on the little black squiggly, or do you want to start on the red squiggly?
Right. Do you want to extend the line or head to the line from...
Oh, yeah, no, let's start from the line. I think
Got
that'll
it.
be easier.
Okay.
To,
Why don't we put Argus here?
so, but that's not...
What? This...
So you're going... That's not where we started, though.
No, I think they.
We're not going to the start of line
second
1.
line.
Going to the end of line 2.
Oh, okay, the end of line 2.
Yes.
And then we're going to come, are we coming back up? Or
Not going
no,
back
we're
up.
going to the northwest. We're going downslope. That vent extends downslope of where they thought it did.
Okay.
So we can head to the end of that line and then continue along the same bearing.
That's
And
fine.
Okay, great.
we'll do 10 meters from the end of that line, so you get a little bit of overlap that way, too.
Yeah, that's actually smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the overlap is critical.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do 200.
Roger that. Sounds good.
So it will just take some time for us to get Argus back over there. Well,
To our audience who wants to know about other expeditions, go to nautiluslive.org expeditions, and the entire map and description of each expedition for the season until October is listed, and there's a description there. So I hope you find some that you enjoy and you will follow. Thank you. Sharing nautiluslive.org with your community, schools, students, friends, and family will actually help students with understanding more excuse me, about STEM careers, science, technology, engineering, math, also STEAM careers, including the art. But this is for your students or children who are in robotics. This is a direct application of those skills. So it's nice for them to have a place to go where they can actually see authentic science being performed and how those skills are critical to advancing technology within our society. So I encourage you to also share with your teachers and museums as well that oet.org/STEM has an array of lessons, K-12 lessons, aligned to next generation science standards. They're done very well, put together in a very creative manner and thorough. So there really is very little for the teacher to have to do as far as coming up with a plan. It's already been there. You just need to gather your materials and implement into your curriculum. So I encourage you to go there and utilize those that have already been developed. They're very well done.
Okay, are we about in position, or? Oh, no, we're not.
Sorry?
Are we?
We're nowhere near position.
Yes,
Herc is still at
okay.
the end of that last line. We have quite a bit of time to wait.
Okay.
Terry.
It's been looking okay for Trevor. You haven't moved, right, for a while? Yeah. I think it looks. Yeah, it looks good to me.
It's looking really good. As good as we can get.
All right, I just gotta.
Dr. Marsh, are you available? Are you busy? Dr. Marsh?
She's off headset right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We are located off the west coast of Northern California and Oregon at Gorda Ridge at the bottom of the Juan de Fuca plate. And we are exploring the Gorda Ridge hydrothermal vents with NASA subsea scientists, with the lead scientist being Dr. Darlene Lin, PI, Principal Investigator. You can follow on Twitter, subsea_research, to obtain more information. Dr. Ballard is best known to me for his revolutionary discovery of hydrothermal vents way back in 1977 when I was a young student at UCLA. Prior to that, we thought that only photosynthesis was the main form of energy on the planet, and for life to continue. And then when the hydrothermal vents off of the Galapagos were discovered, and they found life there in these extreme environments, very hot, inhabitable areas, at least we thought they were inhabitable, then they discovered life there. And then with further research.
Hey, so the waypoints I see for the added waypoints are a launch, a waypoint 1, and a geotransect 1 and 2. Does that coincide with you, Chris, and the IC? Is anyone at the IC there?
I can sight at them in a second,
Okay, great.
but we'll stand by and see if they've got that first.
We're here. Sorry, what was the question again?
The waypoints, the additional waypoints to this dive, I see a waypoint file that has a launch, a waypoint 1, a geotransect 1, and a geotransect 2. Does that coincide with what was said?
Correct. So it's not just the appending on, it's got your original launch, the place where we've been doing the mapping, and then just continues on from there.
Okay, great. So those 3 new waypoints got you. Oh, waypoint 1's already. Yeah. Yeah, the 2 geotransects. All right.
So as I was saying, that they discovered that organisms at those depths were chemosynthetic. Instead of photosynthetic, they created food using chemicals from the earth, hydrogen sulfide, methane, and it's considered chemosynthesis. So that information provides keys to understanding the development of the Earth, the formation of the Earth, as well as the evolution of life on Earth. So scientists collect these samples and study it, and hopefully find pieces to the puzzle of the discoveries for how life formed and how possibly the planet formed, even within our solar system. So it's a very fascinating area of research, and some of you may be interested in pursuing that or going into what's called astrobiology.
Chris, I know you can't see a lot of this because I'm going sideways, but are you able to tell if this is lining up at all with our DVL fix? Sure thing. I'm thinking that I'm actually behind where it says I am. Okay, so yeah, so Herc's actually farther back. Agreed, that's what I think too. So that's great. Awesome, so why don't I hold position here for, call it 1 minute, and then we'll do a USBL reset. Is that okay with you? Or do you not want to do that? Sure. Okay, I'll sit here for 60 seconds, get some pings, and then we'll go from there.
ISC nav, ISC nav.
Go ahead, Nav.
I'm trying to make sense of this waypoint file that you just sent us. Does this supersede our geotransect points that were previously given to us?
This is a new set of geotransits to reflect a shortened time. This is in response to the request that we got through SciChat saying that we're going to be needing to revise given the problems with timing.
Roger, so this supersedes all geotransect points that we were previously received.
Affirmative.
Roger that, we'll get it plotted up.
Miles, when you get a sec, can I have a USBL reset, please? I think the cursor's arbitrary, but I think I'm more back here. I'm on autos right now. Been autos for about a minute. Roger.
K2, if it would help on that line 2 was when we went past marker G on our left at a depth of 37 meters. So if you went 10 meters upslope, you might be able to reacquire that hard target and you'd be able to eliminate some of your mystery. That's worthwhile and helpful.
Yeah, we might do that after we do the reset here. Just go upslope a little just to make sure I have enough to match things.
Yeah, the place where my navigation says I am, which is not where I actually am, that's where I want to be. So once we reset, I'll drive back to that little navigation spot.
Yeah.
Which is, I believe, 10 meters upslope of the bottom edge.
Yep.
DVL is reset. Thank you.
Yeah, we're right on.
Funny that. Okay, so I'm going to step forward.
For overlap.
Roger that. And stepping up, probably 4 meters up or so, Cassidy.
Yep.
Ship's looking in a pretty good position.
Yeah, I'm going to just go along the bearing. So I don't know if we have an estimate, but I assume it'll be over 40 meters we're going to go.
How far is my range to the parallel of that line?
You're about
5 meters?
15 meters.
15 feet.
Oh, wait. Why did this reset? Yeah, it looks more like 4 meters. Yeah, 5 meters.
Roger. Stepping starboard 5 meters.
All right, I'm going to put in a ship move.
Understood.
Just make sure.
Great. What's this range? 10, 15 meters to the end of my previous line? 10 meters. Okay. So Chris, we are on the, what was that, our second line we did?
Yep.
10 meters up into it. So we can start backing up. We just put a ship move in, and then we'll start going down slope. How far do we want to go down slope?
So
all right, I think that's undetermined, is it?
I think.
How far downslope do we want to go?
Logically, we want to go down till we should go past some tube worms, and then we should be out of the hydrothermal field.
So
Okay, so
until we've lost visuals from our Hercules camera on any hydrothermal activity, I think. So
Understood.
Great. Well, we're about to discover what that is.
So I guess just keep the moves coming there, Ben.
Yep.
Nav, this is Sai1.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're ready, can you put GT1 in as a target, just so we can look at the distance and potential time to that site?
Okay. Have you started moving the ship downslope?
Ship is moving downslope.
Got it.
Second move has been put in. Kirk standing by on Argus.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it now on the map. Where okay, yeah.
I didn't know Aubrey was back there. She's sitting so low.
Aubrey's always back there.
I know, but the monitors are spun in such a way that she's hidden. Like, where's Aubrey? Oh, she's back there.
Oh,
Jess, you're the best.
So how's your tether looking, Trevor? It's catching up? Oh, thank you.
Everyone tries to say no to chocolate chip, but it's a lie.
It's the most aggressive chocolate chip cookie I've ever had.
To the audience, you cannot see the questions that are being asked. They are just sent here to the control van. And we're unable to zoom in because we're mapping the area right now. Thank you.
Yeah, so they've located venting beyond the extent that they initially had thought that would be covered in the map. So we're extending some of our mapping to kind of characterize the extent of this vent field.
So just to confirm with ISC, we have started to extend that line for you.
Thanks, Lee. We're watching here.
We will stand by for you guys to call the line when you are happy that we are outside of the area of venting.
Another ship move.
Very good.
So Dr. Marsh or Dr. German, perhaps one of you could answer this when you have time. I realize you're busy. I just wanted to know how, with telepresence and technology, how it's facilitated the discovery of the hydrothermal vents compared to the old style.
I think one of the key things is we can actually have a lot more people looking at the same data as you're out collecting the data with the ROV and doing the mapping, which all those extra fresh sets of eyes looking at things and thinking about the results can come up with new ideas. So, for example, on this cruise, a lot of us here at the Inner Space Center were obsessing about the sampling of the sites that we already knew about. But then Shannon and her team with Angela and Ashley were actually able to look at the pre-existing data from mapping of the seafloor before this cruise started and use that to infer where a second vent site would be. So they brought us all here, both at the Inner Space Center and on the ship, to this new site. And so we basically doubled the number of vent sites we've been able to study just by actually having those extra brains in the game and thinking about what we're doing out here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
And in fact, that's continued to be true today, that then after Shannon's team led us to this vent site and we started sampling it, it was Shannon who said, well, actually, since we're here, how about we add in this whole mapping area and then we can go home with a map of the new site, not just the samples, since we're doing well compared to the clock that's running out fast on us now for this cruise.
Ship move.
A totally comprehensive approach to exploration. Appreciate your answer.
We've sampled one hot chimney today and got some microbiology samples from near it, but what's kind of obvious is there's tens, if not hundreds of chimneys in this field. So by making this map now, we'll have a comprehensive understanding of what else there is to come back and study in the future. So it's a ratchet point we can't fall back from in our beginning to explore this Apollo vent site.
It's been very successful in that sense. Okay. Thank you.
That's the hill in front of Herc. No, side to side. This is starboard, that's port. It has a, yeah, it's like a, it does. I was seeing if I could see the degrees, but I cannot. But it's some angle. I'm not sure what the angle is, but.
Yeah, so then why, it's not like it's disappearing down here. So why would it have empty space right here?
There's no hill 6 meters in front of us.
Oh, okay, so this is 5, 10, 24.
Yeah, and it's not looking straight down.
What angle is it at?
Don't know. I was looking for it, but couldn't find it. It might be in the settings somewhere, but I'm not sure if you can actually set it.
36 degrees is something.
That's percent.
Percent.
I think that's gain. You can hover over them. They give you a little tooltip. Tells you what they are. Not gain, that's the wrong word. Sensitivity?
Gain.
Oh, it is gain. Weird.
Gain is
What's
sensitivity.
What's the dB? Contrast. Okay. 180 degrees apparently. What does that represent?
This.
And what is this?
Direction. 0 degrees.
So Dr. German,
4 decibels.
Someone would like to know where the funding comes from this. I know that this is NASA
30 meters in front.
subsea. Is it all from the
resolution.
government, or are
Sample
there other
frequency.
private companies involved in this particular exploration of subsea?
Three principal partners for making this happen are actually NASA and NOAA's Office of Ocean Exploration, which are both federal organizations, and then we have a private non-profit charity, which is the Ocean Exploration Trust. So those are the three key partners in terms of actually providing the support. And then we have the scientists from a bunch of different laboratories across the US that are actually fulfilling or carrying out the work that we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
That's fine. Maybe a little high. Yeah. George. George. He's doing a fine job.
Yeah, we are. 12 meters off. We just dropped off a big lump of some. Just trying to come down to catch up. Is that okay? Is that treating you okay? Yeah. Okay. I've just been keeping the same methodology.
George.
Great, guys. Thank you so much. We're content with this coverage.
Okay, let me know when I can come out of autos there, Chris.
Oh, okay, so this is all you wanted.
All I've ever wanted.
Affirmative. This is great. Thank you.
Okay, I can pull up the map if you want to double check, but yeah.
Sure, please.
Yeah, all right, it should be up on Sat 3. So you can see the brownish areas are the stuff that, the extra stuff we grabbed. And the rainbowy stuff is from the last survey.
You can probably have the ship hold.
Fantastic. I think that should be good. Thank you.
Okay. Great.
Copy that. Thanks, Shannon.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shut down then.
Great. Thanks, K2.
Yeah, we've been
Okay, you can shut the ground fault off if you like.
Ground fault generator is secure. Okay, I'm clear to go out of autos then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we'll start our transit towards GT2, is that right?
Yeah, we've been heading that way anyways, so.
That's great.
Great.
Sorry, copy. Standby. Is that GT2 or GT1?
GT1, sorry.
Did I say two? I might have said 2.
You said 2,
You said
but
2.
whatever.
What are you doing?
I'm a liar.
GT pre-2.
32.
GT pre-2.
Post 0, pre-2. Don't get yourself too excited.
So is there any
Alright.
reason to avoid
no
having
reason.
so much layback, or
Going
can I
back
just
up.
track a line?
What's going back up?
The DC ground fault.
Yep. You can track a line.
Okay, great.
Track that line, Ben. So I'll get you set up, and then we can trade out.
Sure.
It'll be blue water. It'll be mid-water, but you can still practice the keeping constant depth just when the controls. I'd be probably doing it in autos, but it's good practice. Sorry, Ben, one more time. What was our bearing to target there? 300I.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And you can line me up with that too, Cassidy.
Yep, 300.
300.
Yeah, and I did half a knot.
Okay.
All right, lined up.
Thank you.
So I gotta ask, Trevor and Lee, I think you guys are the ones in here with the most dives. Has anyone ever done blue water karaoke to pass the time?
No.
I feel like that would be a great way to pass the time. Just like a cappella control van sing along.
Sounds
Cannot
like
say I have.
my nightmare.
And mine.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
kind of mine. I feel like you just want to sing, and that's okay.
Nice, just pitch perfect style.
What's our minimum depth?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. So there's these little.
Yeah, but like compared to where we are right now, it's all shallow, but deeper than.
I'm not sure about that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah.
There will be publications from the subsea expedition. Presently, we don't have anything because they're in the process of studying their samples. But I will provide information regarding Dr. Amy Smith and Dr. Who's Twitter accounts who are looking at the microbiological information. And if you go to the Nautilus Live expedition site, you will see a summary information about the subsea expedition. And momentarily I will give you the website, the URL for subsea.
Nav, this is Saiwan. Yeah, approximately, I'm looking at our target time in HYPAC. Is that accurate, or is that going to change depending on our Hercules speed and heading once we actually get going? Or is that a pretty good? So ship 20 minutes and then maybe another.
Yeah.
Copy that.
I'd say probably a bit more.
Yeah, a lot of time for it all to swing in. So maybe if we say 30 to 40 minutes.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Sound good to you?
Thanks, guys. ISC, this is Saiwan.
This is ISC. What's up?
Hi, Shannon. Just to let you know, we just looked at our HYPAC max, so hopefully that we should get Hercules on site to GT1 in approximately 35 to 40 minutes.
Awesome sauce. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. No problem.
Awesome sauce.
I have this aside one? Yeah, can you zoom out on high pack for me, please? I just want to see where GT2 is.
I have no idea where GT2 is.
Yeah, where is it? Yeah, maybe.
I wonder what the bucket down means. It's farther south. Is that true? Farther south.
I think you just reselected GT1, maybe. Sorry.
Sorry, she says.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, farther south.
Okay, for those who want to
1200
follow
meters
Subsea on Twitter, it is Subsea_research.
South of the
Copy
red.
that, see it.
That's way off there. Way off in the rhubarb.
Copy that, thanks.
You try heading? Yeah. Going for it. So adjusting heading, I see there's the auto page here. There's your maximum velocity of your heading is 4 degrees per second. So when you're in auto heading mode and you twist the joystick, the max, if you're 100%, it'll go 4 degrees a second. So you end up getting a feel for like a lot of movement for not a lot of actual heading change. Whereas with full stick, it goes now. Sure. Yep. Why not? We're going to be up pretty high. Like real high. As in we might need to go to USBL at some point. We'll find out.
Okay, the URL will be for Subsea is spacescience, one word, .arc.nasa.gov/subsea/. And if you'd like to follow the two microbiologists at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, their Twitter account, that is Dr. Amy Smith. Her Twitter account is at @astro_microbe. And Dr. Sarah Hu is at SHU251.
So when we get to this GT1, what are we doing? Geotransect from 1 to 2?
Yeah.
That is correct, yes. We will be geotransiting from GT1 to GT2 for the remainder of the dive.
Roger, and that's similar to the last time where we cruise along pretty constant depth or altitude, pretty constant camera angle and limited zooms?
Correct. Unless there's any further direction from ISC, if they have any other alterations to their standard operating procedure, we will continue as we have done before.
Understood.
Wonder what cool things we'll see this time.
Maybe something awesome.
Ooh.
Dr. Marsh, someone has asked, are there publications from the first subsea cruise last year that are available to the public, or are they still working on those?
Hey, Lee, can I interrupt for a minute?
Sure. You can, of course. Go ahead.
This is Julian, ISC. Were you asking us something?
Yes, someone wanted to know if there are publications from the first subsea cruise last year at Loihi that's available.
Yep, they're not out yet.
Okay. Thank you.
To clarify, ISC, I think they were just confirming that the geotransits would be conducted as previously identified in the dive plan and no changes to the structure of that survey.
Someone would like to know what's the approximate distance and heading from the old Seacliff vent field, Seacliff vent field, to the new Apollo vent field?
What are you doing to my chair?
Yeah, I'll get that.
Lower the chair? Oh, you flicked the flicker. So it's the back flicker on the left. Push it down, and then rock it back and forth a couple times.
Yeah, so we're on this ridge.
Yeah.
That
and then
on the same axis of this ridge, these two sites, and it's been about
maybe I'm more top heavy.
800, 900 meters away from each other. So we're north east, slightly northeast. So if I were to track a line between the two, the bearing is like 40 degrees.
Thank you.
Yep.
Gauge check.
You can see the larvation inside that larvation house over there. It's kind of neat.
What? Where?
Just exited the screen. There was another one passing by.
Where?
Too late.
I missed it again.
No, my bad.
It's not a race, Trevor. Oh, yeah, I've been seeing those. Hey, Trevor, what did you do to get the preset to the res?
Preset 2 gets you there, then you go up and zoom in.
Yeah, that's an option. I thought there was a preset.
There's not. Muscle memory preset.
Oftentimes when people think of the ocean, they think of just marine biology, but it's really quite extensive what we can learn from the ocean. Would you like to contribute, each of you? And why you think it's important for people to be ocean literate, not just scientifically literate, but about our oceans?
Does anybody want to volunteer?
I guess it's an important constituent of the larger global scale processes that, you know, actually do influence. So climate,
Absolutely.
you know, biogeochemical cycling, those type of global budgets are largely
Influenced.
yes by the oceans. So it's good to understand those processes.
Yeah, I think people underestimate how much everything is connected. Like how all of these different aspects of the science that we're doing, like Cassidy said too, with the storms, you know, the currents change and sea level rise, and I don't know how many people out there know, but we also get our oxygen from some of the reefs out there. And so it's not just the forests, but the ocean too, and the phytoplankton that help cycle the nutrients and oxygen that we need in the world. So
It's the coolest to dip Tina for in the screen.
that's cool.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, it's super important to know about all parts of your world because they all work together to keep you alive and give you a beautiful planet, and so you got to make sure you know.
Yeah, so for example, hurricanes are widely affected by the temperature gradient that's seen within the water column, and so you can determine if a hurricane will intensify or de-intensify based off of the temperature structure that it's seen, whether it's completely mixed or it's stratified with warm water on top and cool water on the bottom. So it's important to understand those kinds of processes to therefore predict how it'll affect shores so that the proper warnings can be you know, distributed.
Plus, the ocean's just plain cool. Everyone wants to learn about cool things.
We're all connected by the ocean. Absolutely. Unfortunately, some schools have taken earth science out of the curriculum, and that was where you would learn about oceans. And there's not much information in the biology curriculum. So it would be wonderful to have just oceanography within the schools. Or integrated science modules so everyone can see the interaction.
You're doing awesome, Cassidy.
Thanks.
Woo.
Crushing it. I believe it wasn't the scientific term "we" that Ben used the other day. You know, Susan, I heard someone once say that the ocean is the circulatory system of the Earth. So, you know, as important as the blood is to the human body, the ocean is to the rest of the planet and all of our cycles that we need to survive. So that's another great reason you should try and learn about the ocean as